Mr. Johnson arrives. They stand out because they look slightly too upscale corporate, slightly too polished for this kind of place. They're an elf of, well, you can never really tell with elves, freaking keeps, can you? You can't really tell. But they're an elf of indeterminate age. They appear to be, well, they're not African American. They appear to be legitimately African. A deep, dark, solid blackness that you get from people from, and I've forgotten the kind of countries that you get it from, but you know, it's direct sub-Sahara, like Congo. Anyway, he walks over. He's wearing a very quite fancy suit in a light tan color. If you've got any kind of fashion knowledge, you realize it has, you know, quite a recent offering from Zoe. And he sort of sits down at you and says, well, it wasn't exactly hard to pick out the four of you from the crowd, so let's check this pretty simply. I need Nonk-Iska Associates to have their data vault trashed. They are a African corporation with a small office here in Seattle, downtown. Should not prove to be too much of a problem.
Okay. Just how trashed are we talking here? Completely and utterly destroyed, or just what?
So we're talking about this in the beef shack.
Pardon, Hokan?
So we're talking about this in the beef shack.
Essentially, yes. Yeah, and the Mr. Johnson says, well, they've got a number of recent corporate developments that they are yet to push to market. We know about them, but we wish for all records of them to be purged. Whether you do this electronically or physically, we are not overly concerned.
Well, if they're a decent corporation, they're probably going to have it's stored electronically and physically. So I assume you want both the electronic and physical copies trashed, correct?
No, we only require you to destroy everything in their data vault.
And what about the people? Do you want the people who contain the data trashed as well?
No, we're not particularly worried about them.
How much time do we have to pull off this caper?
Well, I'd like it done within a week, but if you can do it within 24 hours, I've got a bonus.
Okay. And how much are you offering, and what exactly is this bonus?
It's a unrated corporation. Security shouldn't be too hard. I'm offering 8,000 yen for each of you if you go ahead and just trash it, and a 50% bonus if you get it done within 24 hours. And a 50% bonus if you get it done within 24 hours.
Van Winkle is thinking about it. He ponders. So sometimes jobs like this do go a little hot. Do you mind if any of the personnel on site are injured or perhaps even severely injured or killed?
Mr. Johnson fixes you with a level glare. I thought I was hiring professionals. Well, clearly you're new to the business. It depends on how much exposure you want.
Well, ideally, none. I'm just asking you what
Then
your
I advise you not to hurt anybody.
Okay, then that explains your preference to me. Very good.
No, I have no preference, apart from a completion of the job as soon as possible. If you want to go in there and shoot everybody, that is fine. You will get probably a large police trail. This is none of my problems. It's all about what you are willing to deal with.
And so typically in an arrangement like this, the money goes into escrow first. Are you comfortable doing?
No. You shall be paid a portion up front on cred sticks, then a portion on completion of the job.
I'll DNI to Black Cat. Do you have any other ideas? Anything else you want to ask this guy?
Other than the details about if he's got any detailed maps of the area. Other than that, not really.
Is there any other information you can give us about the target, Mr. Johnson? Floor plans, personnel dossiers, anything like that?
I thought I was hiring professionals, including at least 2 infiltrators and somebody acquainted with electronic information gathering. I did not go to any expense in gathering extra information for what I thought would be a walk in the park. This is the most simple kind of operation. Go to a place, trash something. I'm not even asking particularly graceful actions out of you. I'm asking you to go to place A, trash something, as loud as you like even. Then return to me to be paid. 2-step process. Go, trash. Had this been a more secure target, a more involved operation, or possibly carried higher threat or risk, additional imposed requirements or means by which I am curtailing your actions, then the payment and support I would offer you would be increased. But I really was expecting that independent operators such as yourselves would be able to take a target, one of not particularly high status, and handle it.
Yes. Well, I think these conditions are acceptable. Does anybody else have anything to add?
AK does seem a bit low for a place in downtown, but
Mr. Johnson sort of looked at your reluctance. Well, at least you're smart enough to know the going rates. 10,000. Yeah.
What type of security zone is the target in? A, B?
I've been told that they have their own private security arrangement rather than relying on city-wide contract. I advise investigating that further.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I speak for everyone, but I'm Van Winkle says I'm willing to accept this arrangement.
yeah, sure.
Celia agrees. Will accept.
Very well.
Black.
The Mr. Johnson sort of pulls out from his coat pocket a cred stick and places it on the table next to a Metalink, and he says, here is the upfront payment. It is 20%. And this Metalink is to call me when you have completed the job. I look forward to hearing from you. And with that, he sort of stands up and, you know, glides out of the building.
All right. Did we get the name of the corporation from him?
Yep.
Yes.
Agnetha, it seems.
All right, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to slot the browse program into my, or actually, no, I'm going to use my Nixdorf Secretar, which has a browse program hardwired to it, and I'm going to do a matrix search of Naknista.
Very well. Are you going into Hot Sim to do this? Or are you doing this sim in AR?
I actually, it probably would be rude to go into Hot Sim right here. So,
Well,
guys,
it wouldn't be rude. It might just... Well, you might get a funny look or two.
I might be here for a couple hours, guys. Does anybody have any place where we could do legwork in this vicinity, per chance?
My closest bolt hole or back room is in Tacoma.
I'm going to do just a quick, Naknista's downtown. Let's just try to find a no-tell motel and see if we can do our legwork from there.
Yeah.
Alright, Van Winkle, do you have area knowledge of Seattle?
I don't believe I do. Hold on.
Well, that's
Black Cat
unfortunate.
has it.
Yeah, so Black Cat understands the general kinds of places where you can find no-tell motels. How long are you going to want to rent this one for?
I'm thinking 12 hours.
6 hours max for me because I got the browse.
Well, we want a little time to also plan.
Yeah,
So I
sure. It's going to
figured
cost you
12 hours.
19 New Yen for 6 hours or 180 for 12.
I'm fine with that. I'll definitely pony up an equal share for that. That's what, 50 New Yen each? That's fine. I'm also going to page my Deckmeister contact and see if she can get me a nuke from orbit program, which is a rating of 12F.
Yeah, cool. Roll the availability macro. Alright, so it takes you sort of 15 minutes to collect yourselves, to drive over a couple of blocks, get all parked up and checked into a pretty seedy motel. It's actually 3 floors of renovated apartment complex. On floors, let's see,
That's a good roll.
yeah, it's on floors 19, 20, and 27 of a tower block downtown. As you go up the elevator in this tower block, you realize that this building, while downtown, is actually fairly cheap, poorly maintained, and smells a bit off. Appropriate for the kind of place you're going to. You check in at the terminal. There's not even a person there. It's just a terminal. You slot a cred stick, and a keycard dispenser spits out a time-limited keycard and tells you to go to your room on the 20th floor. You go to the room. It's got a threadbare mattress, double size, a low-grade Trilio projector, peeling paint on the walls, and smells a bit like mildew and bodily fluids. There's no
Lovely.
attached bathroom. The bathroom's down the hall. In fact, this is